Hello, doing a quick recording here of Fortnite Chapter 2. We are playing on an Intel Xeon E3 1240 paired with the RX 580 video card. For those of you who are not familiar, the E3 1240 is very similar to the i7 2600 CPU. They're both on the same Sandy Bridge generation. And yeah, the settings that we are playing on here today are known as Pro settings, with epic view distance and everything else set to low or off, all at 1920 by 1080p. And there's a small frame rate counter in the top left, in the top right hand corner of the screen there. So you can watch that there and just keep an eye out on what kind of performance you can expect from this system. I found it would generally stay around 100 FPS, and in certain cases where you're in a really busy area, it maybe just dip below that, maybe in like the 90s. But for the most part, it's been really solid, anywhere from 100 FPS or higher. And this will vary based on like where you are on the map. So for example, we've landed here in Weeping Woods, so our frame rate is about just over 120-130 frames per second. But yeah, the frame rate is will vary based on where you are on the map and how many players are around you. Because if you land in a super busy spot, that will load your CPU a little bit more. As you can also, well, I don't know if you guys can see, but I do have MSI Afterburner running, and I'm observing the CPU and GPU usage. So at the moment, our CPU is only at about 55 to 60% usage. It is fluctuating, obviously, based on where we are and we're moving around and stuff. So that's good to know. It also means that we're not going to be CPU bottlenecked here heavily in terms of multi-core performance, which is always good. It means that we're going to have a smoother gameplay without any stutters. Right, I'll drop that weapon here. So yeah, this is Fortnite Chapter 2. The date of the recording is December 18th, 2019. So we are getting, there were quite a few kind of patches or releases that just came out for this game. So yeah, that will probably affect performance a little bit. That's why I do mention the date of the recording, because I do know with every little patch or change, it does sometimes affect performance in terms of what kind of frame rate you can expect. That basically covers everything for the system. If you guys do have any questions regarding the system, or just have any questions regarding like hardware and stuff, definitely reach out. Otherwise, you're free to continue watching the video. We'll probably go for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll end it, or whenever I die. But yeah, you're also welcome to skip ahead and just see like what kind of performance will be when we're on a different part of the map. And yeah, again, if you guys have any questions, I definitely recommend to reach out to me, and I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you guys have. And yeah, I'm just gonna play it out here, and yeah. Alright, looks like we have lightsabers here. Currently indoors, we're sitting at about 150 frames per second, 140 frames per second. Oh wow. We are going to take Ray's lightsaber. Gonna run around a little bit here. It's kind of neat. The new Star Wars movie is coming out tomorrow, and yeah, so we will actually start moving to the next circle. Yeah, this weapon does not make any sense to be in Fortnite, but they just have it because of the Star Wars movie coming out. Alrighty, we'll have to head upstream here and head into the next circle. As well, building wise, it's really quick on the system. You can build your buildings and whatever. Obviously your building will probably be faster than mine, but yeah, just for demonstration purposes, it is really smooth. Currently running around just around that 120 FPS mark. So just below that kind of ideal 144 FPS mark. So it still would be fine to pair with a 144 hertz monitor or a high refresh rate monitor, but you're not going to be able to fully utilize that 100, like the full refresh rate. But it still is a nice option. I'm currently using a 75 hertz monitor, so it's working out perfectly for me. But alrighty, looks like we have one of these. I don't know if I want it, so I'm just gonna take the med kit and leave it to my partner. Alrighty. It's gonna take the boat extraordinarily loud. Hopefully we can get into some combat quickly and not die. That'd be nice, kind of get an idea of what the performance is like when you are fighting someone. Like, I've tested this system quite a bit now in Fortnite, and it's been really smooth the whole time. But of course, when you are in combat, that is kind of when you really want to have good performance. Alright, we are going to bail in a second here. Alright, this is going to be super easy. Alright, let's reload our rocket here. There's one more player. So you notice the whole time it's been really smooth for us. Oh boy. That's just me. I'm not too great at the game, but currently sitting about just above that 100 FPS mark, so it's super solid at the moment. Oh, this guy's got a sniper. See if our teammate can get him or not. Oh, he's gonna finish me. Oh, we're just gonna hop down here. Just keep an eye out on what's going on. Yeah, these lightsabers are pretty silly. Oh, and it looks like he's picked them off, and the recording won't end then. But we will hop down here so that we don't get picked off. Currently at about 60% CPU usage, and yeah, the GPU usage is heavily fluctuating, so it's going anywhere from about, I don't know, like it's reading anywhere from about 60, I'd say it's about 60%. I know MSI Afterburner, you have to set it to a unified GPU monitoring in order to get an accurate reading for the GPU usage. It really just depends. Anyways, we'll continue running around here. But the nice thing with the RX 580 8GB, well, yeah, the 4GB or the 8GB variant of the card is that it does give you enough performance to play your games at like the highest visual settings, so you could play Fortnite at epic settings above 60 frames per second comfortably. As well, any other real AAA title game, you can crank the settings up pretty well. Looks like there's some more lightsabers here. I'll take Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. It's always cooler. Alright, looks like we need to run to the next circle, which is over here. Yeah, Frenzy Farm is where we'll head next. Yeah, the whole time I'd say the performance is super solid, above 100 FPS. And yeah, I don't know if these patches are having performance effects. Maybe it's just me thinking that the frame rate's a little lower, but that's why the recording is perfect, because it's one thing for me to say that, okay, it can play at 100 or so FPS, but then it's another thing for you to actually be able to see that. Yeah, I don't really want to run a shotgun. I know they're important, but yeah, we'll take one anyways. These lightsabers sometimes feel too overpowered. Oh, I do need those. There we go. You can see there's bullet shots in the distance, so it means there are players around here. Alright, looks like they see us. This is where having that pistol would be ideal. It gives really solid aim, or really accurate aim I should say. Yeah, or it's just me who can't aim. Alright, there are actually a lot of players around here. Yeah, there's a ton of players around here. We're in a pretty bad spot. We're set, but otherwise, like, yeah, we are kind of pinched here. It's a lot of players alive still, but there's 22 players alive, so yeah, there's still quite a lot of players to deal with. If anyone does peek, we can try to hit them. But there will be more players coming in from the storm. Yeah, this is going to be a really nice recording. Nice and long, so you will get an idea of like the performance over the course of a whole game. It's kind of lucky because generally I wouldn't last this long. Alright, let's see if we can spot any other players here. Alright, there's someone directly in front of us. What I will do is hop down and maybe get him from a different angle. Alrighty, it does look like, oh, there are players there who can see us. That's not too good. Alrighty. Yeah, we're kind of in the same spot as we were a second ago. Yeah, we're in a bad spot. We are in a pretty bad spot here. We're going to have to break out the back. Just reposition. Yeah, people with snipers are generally really good at the game. I'm not, so a little bit concerned. But